Picture this: you're pumped to relive the epic battles of the Mortal Kombat universe through the latest Legacy Collection, but then, bam, clunky, delayed controls turn your gaming session into a frustrating slog. It's enough to make any fan question if the nostalgia is worth the hassle. But here's where it gets controversial: is this just a minor glitch that developers can fix, or a symptom of bigger issues in how games are ported across platforms? Last week, the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection hit the shelves to rave reviews from critics, who praise its faithful remastering of classic fighting games. Yet, for many players, the experience hasn't lived up to the hype, largely due to nagging technical problems that detract from the fast-paced action. Digital Eclipse, the team behind the compilation, rolled out a hotfix update aimed at addressing one key complaint: input lag on PlayStation consoles. For those new to gaming tech, input lag is simply the delay between the moment you press a button on your controller and when the action appears on your TV or screen. In a game like Mortal Kombat, where split-second timing decides winners and losers, even a tiny lag can feel like a knockout punch. Imagine trying to dodge a fireball only for your character to respond a heartbeat too late, costing you the match. Initial tests conducted by gaming expert Nigel Woodall reveal wildly inconsistent input lag across platforms. The PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 versions clocked in at a staggering 101 milliseconds of latency, which translates to about 6.3 frames of delay. To put that in perspective, think of it as the difference between reacting instantly to a real-life punch versus seeing it coming but not being able to move in time. This was more than double the lag on the Xbox Series X, which measured around 44 milliseconds or roughly 2.75 frames, and far worse than the PC version that could dip as low as 18.35 milliseconds, equivalent to just 1.15 frames. Even the Nintendo Switch 2 wasn't immune, showing 66.25 milliseconds or about 4.14 frames, which, while higher, is pretty standard for many games on that system. The hotfix was supposed to bridge that gap, and Noodles revisited his tests to check the improvements. While there was some progress, it fell short of expectations. For instance, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the PS5 now shows 83.42 milliseconds, or 5.21 frames, with the PS4 version on PS5 nearly identical at 83.68 milliseconds. That's roughly a 1-frame reduction post-patch, but it still leaves PlayStation players with lag almost twice as bad as Xbox users. And this is the part most people miss: in fighting games, where every frame counts, such discrepancies can make cross-platform online play feel unfair, potentially turning passionate gamers into disgruntled ones. Developers at Digital Eclipse are promising more tweaks in future updates to level the playing field across all systems, but patience is wearing thin for some. Reports are flooding in that Sony is offering refunds for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection on PlayStation, a rarity since the platform typically doesn't allow refunds for digital purchases. This unusual move suggests a flood of customer support requests, hinting that the input lag issue has hit a nerve with a sizable portion of the player base. It sparked debate: should digital games, which you can't return like a physical disc, come with more flexible refund policies? Or is this just Sony bending under pressure, setting a precedent that could complicate things for everyone? Adding to the mix, Digital Eclipse has now released the hotfix for Xbox and another update for the Steam version, targeting online crashes and desync problems that some players encountered. As Stephen Frosty Frost, a developer spokesperson, tweeted, they're committed to refining the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection with regular patches moving forward. This ongoing support is a positive sign, but it raises questions about why certain platforms got prioritized first, and whether all consoles will eventually reach that sweet spot of low-latency responsiveness. Ultimately, while the Legacy Collection captures the essence of Mortal Kombat's brutal charm, the input lag woes remind us that even remastered classics aren't immune to modern tech hurdles. For beginners dipping into the fighting game genre, this serves as a lesson: Always check performance reviews before buying, especially if you're playing on consoles with known quirks. But here's a controversial twist. Some argue that if the core gameplay shines through despite the lag, is it really a deal-breaker? Or should developers be held accountable for delivering pixel-perfect ports that feel as smooth as the originals? What do you think? Do you believe input lag should be a top priority for game updates, or are there bigger issues at play? Should platforms like PlayStation offer refunds more readily for digital titles? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree, disagree, or have a different take altogether? Let's discuss.